Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Up next, USA versus the UK. For those of you who are saying, man, what are you talking about, Hood Champion? Well, I'm about to show you something. The direction we're going to take this conversation, because there's so much going on in boxing right now, in particular, the heavyweight division in Saudi Arabia. But you got two guys who are right on the cusp of doing something huge. So I'm going to have to adjust this for you. When you look here at the rack and stack in the top 10 for the heavyweights, as far as the ring rankings, you don't see Jared Anderson, you don't see Fabio Wardley. But what's been going on with those two guys, and let's see if we can find them in here. Fabio Wardley ranked number 6 in the WBO. Fabio Wardley is ranked here number 11 in the IBF. Fabio Wardley, let me see where they got him, is ranked number 14 in the WBC, and Fabio Wardley's ranked number 11 in the WBA. What that's telling you is Fabio Wardley is about to go from British level to international. He just needs to get through his fight that he has coming up. Now, when you talk about Fabio Wardley, let me pull this up and I'll show you something. A lot of people still don't know who he is, especially over here in the States. But in the UK, everybody knows who he is. But when you take a look at Fabio Wardley, 17 wins, 16 KOs. He stands 6'5", some say 6'6". He's a big boy. 94% KO ratio. Now, you got to understand, when you're looking at the people he's knocked out, I mean, he's not fighting, goddamn Lennox Lewis type opponents. But this is where he's at in his career now. He's about to go international. And he's going to start fighting those guys that are going to pressure him and going to make him work. Kind of reminds me of the story with Edgar Berlanga. Okay, when he started really stepping up in competition and no longer had tomato cans put in front of him, you saw Edgar Berlanga. He still managed to win his fights, but he kind of wavered a bit. Okay, but back on this guy Wardley. He has a fight coming up. Let's scroll down here. This weekend, he's fighting. And he's fighting a guy named Frazier Clark. Frazier Clark has 8 wins, 0 losses. Frazier Clark can fight, but I'm not sure if Frazier Clark is going to get past Fabio Wardley. Before that, Fabio Wardley fought another up-and-comer, David Adelaide. 12 wins, knocking everybody out. But he got knocked out by Fabio Wardley. And I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't expect... I knew Wardley can fight, but I was thinking that Adelaide would get him. And the reason I felt that way is just because Fabio Wardley seemed more kind of easygoing, and Adelaide seemed to be more, aggressive, naturally aggressive. But it proved that none of that crap mattered. But long story short, if Fabio Wardley can get past this guy here, Frazier Clark, then Fabio Wardley is off to the races. And then you're going to have to take a look to see Fabio Wardley maybe fighting a big name American, so he can start working on his crossover appeal. Now, we start talking about big name Americans. It's like, who could he possibly fight over here in America that has close to the same amount of fights at him, who has a lot of promise, just like Fabio Wardley has a lot of promise about him, especially the support he's getting from the UK. Who in the United States has a record pretty comparable, has a lot of promise, and who's right on the cusp to ready to go international with their career? Well, none other than Jared Big Baby Miller Anderson. And here he is. 16 wins, 15 KOs, 93% KO ratio. So you can just look at just that alone, and you can see that, these guys, 17 wins, 16 KOs. Then you come look at Jared Anderson, 16 wins, 15 KOs. So they're a fight apart, knockout apart. Their records are almost identical. His knockout ratio is about, exact same, man. 93, 94%. He's standing at 6'4", some say 6'5". The one thing I didn't pay attention to is the reach. Fabio Wardley, it doesn't say here, but with Jared Anderson, he has a 78.5 inch reach. Now, with a lot of the heavyweights, their reach is between 80 and 85 inches. So Jared Anderson's reach is probably average for a heavyweight, but it's definitely not up there with the AJs, the Wilders, the Hergovics, the Tyson Furies. His arms are a little bit shorter, but still has a respectable reach. But when you come and take a look at what he has going on, he's getting ready to fight a guy here named, I would say Riyadh, could be Riyadh Murhi. No one knows who this guy is, but what I will tell you is, take a look at the record, 32 wins, 2 losses, right? So he has a winning record. When he fought Andrei Rudenko in August of last year, that was a fight that it only went 5 rounds, and I think they fed Jared Anderson, this guy Rudenko, because the fight before that, when he fought Charles Martin, Jared Anderson was getting the bing-bings put on him by Charles Martin. If Charles Martin had just a little bit more fight left in him, Charles Martin would have knocked Jared Anderson out. So Top Rank and those guys, they've kind of recognized that in Jared Anderson, that he's very vulnerable, still needs some work. But this is the thing. This is where we're at. Both of these guys want to get to that next level. They want to come out here now, and they want to fight opponents like, I'm pulling this up for you. This damn thing keeps popping up. They want to fight the Tyson Furies, They want to fight the Alexander Usyks. You know what I'm saying? They want to fight all these big names. They want those opportunities. Now, will they get the opportunities? I got to be honest with you. I don't think so. Did you see Jared Anderson, although he's ranked very high by the Ring magazine, from those of you who know about Jared Anderson and getting in trouble with the law and doesn't want the responsibility of being the next big heavyweight American champion, who keeps talking about retiring from the sport of boxing in 1 or 2 years, a guy like that, do you think he's ready to face? We know he ain't ready for AJ, Fury, or Usyk. Let's just say Caballero. Jared Anderson against Caballero. Who you got winning that fight? Anderson against Caballero. Be real with yourself. Okay? Now you say Fabio Wardley, if you know anything about Fabio Wardley. Him against Caballero. You would think Caballero would outbox him, but Wardley's going to fight. Wardley's going to come after him. I don't see Wardley wilting and struggling mentally. He's coming to fight. And let me tell you what, the biggest advantage with a guy like Wardley is he has Ben Davison training him. I don't care what you say, but somebody works with Ben Davison, they improve. Like overnight. So for me and Wardley, I have to give Wardley some respect and give him a good chance to upset the apple cart with any of these fighters. But still, Jared Anderson and Wardley, that is the fight to make. Let's see what Jared Anderson is ranked here, because that's going to be a telltale sign of how if they can really use each other as a springboard to bigger and better. Now, Jared Anderson's ranked number 4 by the WBO. Jared Anderson's ranked number 5 by the IBF. Jared Anderson's ranked number 5 by the WBC. And Jared Anderson is ranked number 12 by the WBA. So Jared Anderson is right in the mix. and Fabio Wardley's not too far behind. That's the perfect fight, in my opinion, for them to make. Because a guy like Deontay Wilder, he's not going to fight either one of them. Wilder's at the top of the echelon, although he lost. And he lost to Fury. People still, as they say, the secret society and the powers that be, they're not quite ready to pull Deontay Wilder from the mix-up and start having him being a gatekeeper in the heavyweight division. But this is the perfect fight to make. Jared Anderson against Fabio Wardley. I'm telling you, if the two of them fight, that fight can go either way. But Fabio Wardley's working with Ben Davison, and that's why I give Fabio Wardley, I'd make him the favorite in that fight. I just think once he hits Jared Anderson with some shit, but Jared Anderson would have to get off. But I think once he hits him with something, I think Jared Anderson has quit him. I think Jared Anderson has quit him. Especially if he gets hit with them UK Bing Bings. I think Jared Anderson would quit. I really do. But Top Rank, I think they know that. And that's why they probably would never put him in with somebody like Wardley. Top Rank is going to keep feeding Jared Anderson opponents with winning records, but unrecognizable names. And you know what? If that's what it takes to get him where he needs to be, it's okay. He's making, I think, $1 million, $2 million a fight, something like that. He's making good money. They're putting on shows, places where Top Rank's making money. So he's the next great American champ, according to them. They're not going to sit there and allow for that train to be derailed, man, or their plans to be derailed, and get that train off the track for the next hot thing coming out the UK. But I'm telling you right now, no matter what direction they go, if they fight each other, if they don't, these two are the next up to go international and start fighting more recognizable names. I think Wardley would do it quicker than Anderson, because I think Top Rank recognized when Anderson fought Charles Martin that he wasn't ready. But I'm going to tell you what the problem is. The problem is this right here. Anderson's ranked number 7 by the ring. That means Anderson's going to have to fight after one of these top 10 guys. Anderson's going to have to fight somebody, people. Or he's going to get dropped out of this ranking. He's got to fight somebody. He's got to fight someone. Look at who he has to fight. Look at the smile on his face. Like, look at that smile. You look a guy with a smile like that ready to fight these guys. Caballero, Wilder, Joyce. He probably could get Joyce. But Joyce is just washed up. He ain't messing with Frank Sanchez. Hrgovic, he's not messing with Hrgovic. Zhang would be an interesting fight, but if Zhang hit him with the bing bing, he'd knock Anderson out. Parker and Fury, nobody beats those two. They got the goddamn powers that be behind them. I don't care what you say. And then AJ, he's not messing with AJ. Usyk has fun with him. Bottom line is, up next, USA versus the UK. I think Wardley is going to bubble up in competition. And I think he'll do it quicker than Top Rank will allow Anderson. But that being said, we'll wait and see how their careers go. But I would think if I was Anderson, no matter how apprehensive he may be about becoming the face of the heavyweight division as far as in America, I would hope that he would find the strength to get out there in that UK circuit and try to, not the UK circuit, the Saudi circuit. Try to make yourself $4 or $5 million in your next fight. It'll be competitive, it'll be high risk, but go out there and get that money. Because those opportunities, man, that shit doesn't come around. You got to seize those opportunities when you get it. It reminds me of when Sergio Mora had the opportunity to fight Jermaine Taylor after he fought in a contender. And he won that competition. He's going to fight for a title and $1 million or something like that. And he turned it down. And I'm not saying he didn't go on and make a little bit of money, but those opportunities didn't really present themselves to him, down the road. He should have to me, he should have took that money, should have took that fight, but he did things his way, and he's happy, and he seems to be doing pretty well. That being said, y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans, all 7 continents. Fabio Wardley, I think he's the one, people. I do. Jared Anderson looks like he could be the one, but something just doesn't seem right with him in his personal life, everything. He seems all fucked up, and I hope he can get it together because I want to see these young guys win, man. But you can't be out here getting arrested and trying to bite people and shit like that. Like, you gotta be focused, man. You know, he just seems to have things distracting him. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I'm rooting for all these guys. But I'm telling you, I think Fabio Wardley is the guy. I think he's the one up next, especially because he got Ben Davison. Ben Davison just has, he's got the winning recipe. Y'all keep cool. I'm in the breeze.